Everyone laughed at me, saying a single father dared to pursue the CEO. But no one knew that she and I had been secretly married for 8 years. Until our daughter was bullied at school, the CEO wife still chose to ignore it and went to a candlelight dinner with her male secretary. I decided to take my daughter away to let her love be fulfilled. But later, the woman who was once so high and mighty begged us to come back. As soon as I received the call from the school, I hurried over anxiously, only to see my daughter Mia standing alone in the corner, looking wronged and lonely as the victim. Meanwhile, the parents of the other bullying children had all already arrived, happily together as a family. I only felt guilty in my heart. Sorry, Mia. Daddy is late. As soon as Mia saw me, she rushed into my arms. After a while, she looked up, her eyes unconsciously scanning outside. She didn't say anything. But I know she is waiting for Mom. On the way here, I called and texted Sophia Taylor, but I was blocked and blacklisted, completely unreachable. Today was destined to make Mia suffer again. I just didn't expect Sophia Taylor to want a secret marriage and secret pregnancy. So heartless that she wouldn't even care when her daughter was being bullied. I have always chosen to endure just to give the child a complete family. But now, is it really necessary? Just as I was thinking this, the teacher came forward and greeted me kindly. When is Mia's mom coming? I felt a bit awkward. She can't come for some matters at the moment. The teacher's expression became somewhat meaningful after hearing this. I was at a loss for words and could only try to contact Sophia Taylor again. But I saw her assistant Zachary Brown's moments. The picture showed hands clasped together inside a luxury car, but the car window reflected two figures leaning on each other. Sophia Taylor's face was clearly recognizable, yet it felt unfamiliar. Because that was a gentle shyness I could never see. I felt even more bitter inside when I saw Zachary Brown's words. Turn off your phone after sending this. Don't let anyone disturb our candlelight dinner, just the two of us. No wonder I still couldn't reach Sophia Taylor after work. Not even the most important matters can interfere with her candlelight dinner with her assistant. I can't say I was disappointed. Actually, I'd already guessed it deep down, but I still held on to a last sliver of unrealistic hope. Now, it has been extinguished by Sophia Taylor herself. Mia only has me left. I put away my phone and looked sternly at the teacher. Teacher, Mia is being bullied at school. I need an explanation. The teacher was very polite, but as soon as she spoke, she firmly denied any bullying, saying it was just normal friction from kids playing and roughhousing. Those parents even blamed Mia for the problem. She had others too. We haven't even asked you for medical expenses. Let's all just back down a bit. I'm afraid they've already united their front. I was so angry at their shamelessness that I almost laughed. I was about to retort. Suddenly, the sound of an argument came from Mia's side. Those boys were shouting around her. You never had a mother to begin with. You're just a wild child. Otherwise, why hasn't your mother come now? Mia shouted helplessly and angrily. I have a mom. I'm not a wild child. With teachers and parents around, they all acted so brazenly. When Mia was alone at school, they didn't know how much worse they could be. I felt extremely upset and quickly stepped forward to protect Mia, looking at them coldly. I think I already understand your attitude. If you can't teach the children well, I can do it for you. Those parents were in the wrong, and some nervously pulled their children aside, but still refused to admit their mistakes. The teacher came out to mediate. Don't get upset, Mia's dad. We can talk this through calmly. I forced myself to suppress my anger. Calming down, I realized Mia had lost her voice. Looking down, I saw Mia clutching my clothes tightly, unable to speak, tears welling up in her eyes. I could feel her body trembling uncontrollably. She clearly has a mother, but this mother could not become her warm harbor. She even became the reason other children hurt her. Mia didn't even have the confidence to stand up for herself. I was worried that staying in such an environment would leave a shadow in her heart in the future. Feeling heartbroken, I picked up Mia and prepared to leave first. I looked at them coldly. I won't let this matter go. On the way back, Sophia Taylor's phone was still turned off. I hung up the call with a dark face, knowing it wouldn't be answered. Sophia Taylor had always blocked me on her WeChat moments. But Zachary Brown didn't actually turn off his phone as he said. He was still posting pictures and live updates on his moments. The two were already having a candlelight dinner at a Michelin restaurant. I didn't expect her to arrange a surprise for me. I've been collecting this watch for a long time, and I didn't think she noticed. It's really thoughtful. I like it so much. What Zachary Brown posted was a luxury watch worth $200,000. The watch was very eye-catching, and the background he used to photograph the watch was even more striking. He was holding Sophia Taylor in his arms, and the hand wearing the watch rested on the chest of Sophia Taylor's low-cut dress. It was truly a combination of a luxury watch and a beauty, exuding full allure. I glanced at Mia beside me. She sat silently in the car, her mood low, no longer showing the vitality she once had. All these years, I have been holding on because of Mia, but I was wrong. Continuing to maintain such a dysfunctional family is of no benefit to Mia. I'm going to take her away. After making up my mind, I lowered my head and asked Mia, "Are you unhappy at this school? Once everything is settled, how about we move somewhere else?" Mia looked at me blankly, then nodded, finally showing a faint smile. But she didn't know that by moving somewhere else, I didn't just mean changing schools. It was already 8 o'clock in the evening, and Sophia Taylor had not come home. "Good night, Dad." Mia finished washing up and ran over to say good night to me. "Good night, Mia." Mia, who always wanted to wait for Mom to come back before going to sleep, quietly got in her little bed by herself today without a word. My heart aches densely and painfully. Although the child is young, she is not unaware. She probably already understands that her mother might not love her at all. I don't know why she has to endure all this at such a young age. I waited anxiously until 2 in the morning before I finally heard the sound of the door opening. Sophia Taylor walked in, somewhat disheveled. "You're only just getting back now. Our daughter is at school." Before I could finish, Sophia Taylor immediately showed a look of annoyance. "I don't want to get involved in her school matters. You handle it yourself. Don't bother me with these things. I'm very tired from work." I looked at her in disbelief. "She's your daughter, and you just neglect her like this. Am I not supporting her now? The money and the house are all mine. Yet you can't even do the most basic thing, not to cause me trouble." I was stunned and frozen in place. Sophia Taylor's cold attitude made it seem like we were just outsiders living under someone else's roof. I lost the strength to keep talking, so I just stood there, watching Sophia Taylor leave impatiently. Wherever she went, I could find out from Zachary Brown's social circle. Zachary Brown's last social media post was a night view shot from a high-floor hotel room. The glass reflected a man and a woman wearing yukatas, and it was one yukata wrapping around both of them. I think I should be angry, but right now I just want to laugh, and I also want to compliment Zachary Brown on his good creativity. Looking at Sophia Taylor again, she seems to be just a stranger who can't evoke any emotions in me. The next day at work, I handed my resignation letter to the boss. The boss looked at me somewhat surprised, as if he didn't expect me to resign. After all, in their eyes, I was a single father overestimating himself, chasing after the CEO, trying to marry into a wealthy family. Back at my workstation, Sophia Taylor unusually called me to her office. When the secretary came to call me, her expression was somewhat teasing. Not just her. On the way there, quite a few people were pointing fingers at me. The CEO actually specially called him to the office. Probably he's up to some trick again to catch the CEO's attention. In the end, they summed it up with one sentence: overestimating oneself. The mocking words reached my ears, and I held the document in my hand, my expression remaining calm. For so many years, Sophia Taylor concealed her marriage and motherhood, deliberately avoiding suspicion. When she saw me at the company, she treated me like air, not allowing me to get close, and even went so far as to block me on WeChat during work hours, forbidding me from sending messages or contacting her. At that time, I was confused and asked her to give me a reason. She threw out a sentence, worried that the message would pop up and be seen by others, then kicked me out. Later, when our daughter was 3 years old, I received a call from the nanny. Hearing the news that Mia was sick, I immediately rushed to Sophia Taylor's office in a panic. "My daughter is sick. Please come with me to the hospital quickly." After I finished speaking, I realized there were quite a few people standing in the office. Sophia Taylor was just having a small meeting. She looked at me with a dark expression. Our secret marriage was almost exposed, and her gaze was practically murderous. In the end, I was the only one who went to the hospital. When I came back, I heard others speculating about what kind of relationship I had with Sophia Taylor. The bold ones directly asked me, "What does your daughter's illness have to do with the CEO? Why did the CEO go to the hospital with you?" I hesitated, not knowing how to explain. After a while, their gaze towards me turned playful. It turned out that Sophia Taylor's side had issued a company notice, saying that I was secretly pursuing her. She was also fed up with it. The notice ended with a warning for me to stop damaging the president's image and reputation, and to cease harassing her. All my colleagues at the company knew I had a daughter. From then on, I became a joke in everyone's eyes. A single father daring to pursue the female CEO. At that time, Zachary Brown had just graduated from college and joined the company as an intern, causing quite a stir because of his good looks. Sophia Taylor also took a liking to him. She used the excuse of using Zachary Brown as a flag, but the fake act gradually became real. I just watched them grow more and more ambiguous. Colleagues at the company had another reason to laugh at me. How could I compare to someone young and handsome? At that time, I gritted my teeth and swallowed all the bitterness. I told myself it was all just for my daughter. But now, I don't want to continue anymore. Entering the office, Sophia Taylor glanced up at me briefly and then went back to work, acting as if she was going to leave me, standing aside. I turned around, ready to leave. Sophia Taylor immediately stopped me. Your temper is really bad right now, throwing a fit just because you had to wait a moment. I looked at her calmly. What do you want? She frowned, dissatisfied with my reaction, wanting to get angry, but still decided to address the matter first. I heard about Mia's school situation. Let's just leave it at that and move on. I laughed bitterly, incredulously looking at Sophia Taylor. Your daughter was bullied because of you. Those kids said she was a motherless wild child. Do you know that? You don't. Yesterday, you didn't even want to show your face, and now you want me to stop pursuing those bullies. Sophia Taylor obviously didn't know the reason Mia was bullied, a flash of surprise passing through her eyes. She rarely explained, I had something yesterday. Zachary Brown's birthday. It's not easy for him to struggle alone in Los Angeles, and there should always be someone by his side on his birthday. But does the daughter not need her mother by her side? All her life, Sophia Taylor has always been perfunctory about her daughter's birthdays. If there were other people at the birthday party, she wouldn't show up. Mia wanted to be with her mother more, so she stopped holding birthday parties, but all she got in return was Sophia Taylor staying for just 1 minute. Sophia Taylor sat there playing on her phone. As soon as we finished singing the birthday song, she immediately left without even hugging Mia. Now she cares so much about another man's birthday. I know Mia feels wronged, but he's our partner, and he found out you work at the company and asked me to handle it. As she spoke, Sophia Taylor took a gift box out of the drawer. I will make it up to Mia. When children see gifts and are happy, they forget everything. This is a gift prepared for her. Sophia Taylor opened the box, and inside was a sexy nightgown. My face instantly darkened. Sophia Taylor originally frowned, but then thought of something and immediately relaxed, casually saying, I took the wrong one. Zachary Brown happened to come in from outside, saw the box, and smiled, saying, Ethan, do you still like the gift? I picked it out. You're not getting any younger. You should find a girlfriend. Then you'll need it. Don't keep pestering Ms. Taylor. I said nothing, just stared at Sophia Taylor. Sophia Taylor cleared her throat somewhat awkwardly. I want you to prepare a gift for Ethan Johnson's daughter, not for him. What does he have to do with me? Sophia Taylor still regarded me as nothing, and even worried that Zachary Brown might misunderstand. After hearing this, Zachary Brown's smile indeed became a bit more sincere as he took another box out of his pocket. Oh, actually I prepared two. I just forgot to bring one. Opening the box revealed a butterfly-shaped hairpin, a simple and ordinary gift meant for a child. As for the other one, it was Zachary Brown's provocation towards me. Sophia Taylor understood as well, but she chose to indulge it. She looked at Zachary Brown with both affection and helplessness. You always so forgetful. I can't help it. I just lose things very easily. I've lost my house keys so many times. Luckily you're here. I could see the two of them about to start flirting right in front of me. I took out the documents in my hand and handed them to Sophia Taylor in a businesslike manner. This document needs your signature. Sophia Taylor finally paid some attention to me. What is it? The previous document filing needs a signature. This is all part of the normal work process. Although I probably shouldn't have taken it. Maybe it was just convenient. Zachary Brown was right beside her, and Sophia Taylor couldn't think of anything else at the moment, so she casually signed her name. Then you go back first. I will compensate you again for your daughter's matter. She wanted me to leave quickly. I left tactfully. I didn't take the hairpin. I also knew that her promise to compensate my daughter was just empty words. But at least I managed to take something with me. I looked at the divorce agreement in my hand, already signed, and felt a huge weight lift from my heart. In the final stage of the resignation process, I happened to use up all my remaining annual leave. There was no need to go back to that lousy school anymore. I simply accompanied Mia on a trip outside. Mia, who had originally shown some signs of depression, had a smile back on her face with my company. Only then did I feel much more at ease. The job offer from the American company has already come through, but I still don't know how to explain the divorce to Mia. Only when everything is resolved will I truly be able to feel at ease. I heard there was a parade with floats at the amusement park. I held the hand of Mia, who was dressed like a little princess, and we were almost among the first to enter the amusement park. While waiting, I took Mia to enjoy all the rides to the fullest. Kids have so much energy, they almost wore me out. Fortunately, the parade float started, which finally diverted her attention. "Zachary Brown, come here." I just didn't expect it to be such a coincidence. Sophia Taylor and they arrived at the amusement park on the same day and even chose the same spot to watch. Sophia Taylor saw Mia and me, and for a moment she panicked, then frowned and tried to signal me to leave with her eyes. Mia doesn't understand adult matters. Although she was a bit sad before, now her first reaction upon seeing her mom is still joy. Mia reached out her hand, wanting to hold her mom's hand. Sophia Taylor reacted strongly and slapped Mia's hand away. She had no control over her strength at all, and Mia almost fell backward to the ground. I hurried forward to protect her, and only then was she unharmed. Sophia Taylor struggled for a moment, but firmly turned around and pulled Zachary Brown away. Mia's eyes grew dimmer as she looked at Sophia Taylor's back, and she quietly asked me, "Dad, does Mom not want me anymore?" The parade of floats began. The roadside was filled with eager spectators. One after another, parade floats with animation themes approached from afar. Performers dressed in dazzling costumes enthusiastically interacted and waved to the audience. But Mia and I no longer felt like watching. I crouched down, staring into Mia's injured eyes. "Tell her clearly, word by word. Mia, not all moms are competent moms, and this is not your fault. Dad plans to go to a place completely different from Los Angeles. You will meet many new things and new friends. Would you like to go with Dad?" Mia nodded vigorously. As long as Mia is with Dad, that's all that matters. Amidst the applause and cheers, I held Mia tightly. I was saying it to her and also to myself. Let's go to a brand new life. Not far away, Sophia Taylor and Zachary Brown found another spot, but she seemed a bit distracted. Had she been too harsh just now? She still hadn't fulfilled the compensation she promised earlier. She looked anxiously toward the spot where Mia and I had just been. It seemed like she saw two figures, one big and one small, walking away. Suddenly, she felt a panic in her heart, as if something was slipping away from her. Sophia Taylor instinctively wanted to chase after them. "Sophia, what's wrong? Where are you going?" She was about to move when Zachary Brown's voice called out to her. Sophia Taylor finally came to her senses. What was she about to do just now? She couldn't say she was going to check on Ethan Johnson and the daughter, and in the end, she pulled her foot back. Nothing. She decided to check when she got home. Anyway, Ethan Johnson and his daughter will definitely be there. Today's matter is still about the last time at school. She'll make up for it. Mia's birthday seems to be next month. This time she will spend quality time with Mia. Thinking of this, Sophia Taylor's tense body just now relaxed. Zachary Brown was holding her hand, ready to go to the next event venue, when Sophia Taylor suddenly remembered that Ethan Johnson and Mia might not have left yet and were nearby. Somehow, she let go of Zachary Brown's hand. "What's wrong?" Sophia Taylor opened her mouth but said nothing. Once again, she was at a loss for words. Whenever it involved Ethan Johnson and Mia, she seemed never able to face it honestly. She no longer had the interest to continue playing. But Zachary Brown hadn't started playing yet. He planned to go on the roller coaster and pulled Sophia Taylor to go with him. She frowned, wanting to refuse, but couldn't resist Zachary Brown's coquettish demeanor and ended up giving in. Sophia Taylor's mind was once again filled with images of Ethan Johnson and Mia. Ethan Johnson and his daughter had always put her first. The time spent with Sophia Taylor was truly rare. So making Sophia Taylor happy might possibly extend the time. At this moment, you absolutely cannot be willful. Whether it's food or things used, they must please Sophia Taylor. This is the method Ethan Johnson has summarized. And Mia just naturally wanted to please her mother. Sophia Taylor had to admit, this kind of interaction made her feel very relaxed and at ease. Mia was very well behaved. As soon as she showed a bit of unhappiness, she would immediately think about apologizing and changing. She was a very reassuring child. Naturally, there were the most children at the amusement park. The noise and commotion made Sophia Taylor very irritated. If Mia were such a willful and noisy child, she definitely wouldn't want to spend even a second longer with her. Not far away, a little girl insisted on buying an oversized stuffed toy. The mother refused, and she started rolling on the ground. Sophia Taylor had already furrowed her brows. The girl's mother looked helpless and began negotiating with the girl, eventually buying a medium-sized stuffed toy. The shopkeepers all said the girl's mother was really good to her child. The girl's mother didn't take it seriously. She'll stop being willful when she grows up. What's wrong with spoiling her a bit now? Kids are just mischievous. Kids should act like kids. Act like kids? Sophia Taylor suddenly remembered what few compliments she had ever given Mia. Right, like a little adult. Mia was also trying hard to be a little adult to please her. But originally, shouldn't this be the kind of behavior a child should have? Mia doesn't seem like this in front of Ethan Johnson. Sophia Taylor's mind was full of Mia and Ethan Johnson this afternoon, and she was completely distracted throughout the whole time. Zachary Brown felt a bit disappointed. Going out to play, and you're so absent-minded all the time. I didn't have fun at all, you owe me. I have my eye on a pair of sneakers. I'll send you the link. You buy them for me. Capricious, childish. Several words popped into Sophia Taylor's mind. So, it's not that she can't tolerate such traits. It's just because people are different. She was startled by her own thoughts. That was her daughter. Although from the very beginning, she did not expect her arrival, including this marriage. Ethan Johnson once saved Sophia Taylor's grandfather's life. Grandpa liked Ethan Johnson very much, even wanting his granddaughter to marry him. Ethan Johnson was a very gentle and responsible person, very considerate towards her, with no faults to find. But Sophia Taylor could not resist this marriage. It felt like chains forced upon her. She was absolutely unwilling to show Ethan Johnson any kindness. She didn't even want him to touch her. But one drunken accident shattered her plan. Sophia Taylor was very angry. She never expected Ethan Johnson to be that kind of person, but what was meant to happen still happened. She gave birth to the child, but never wanted to have any contact with Ethan Johnson again. Up until now, Sophia Taylor had never felt that she had done anything wrong. But now, Sophia Taylor suddenly felt a bit confused. Had she done something wrong? Before leaving the amusement park, Sophia Taylor bought the largest stuffed animal in the entire store. Zachary Brown naturally felt it was a compensation gift bought for him, and immediately showed a dissatisfied expression. I'm not a child anymore. I'm just here at the amusement park to join the fun, and I don't want this cheap plush toy. I want those sneakers. If you don't buy them, I won't talk to you. Sophia Taylor frowned, feeling that Zachary Brown's words were a bit harsh. If I have to say what I did wrong, it might be that I was just too indulgent with Zachary Brown. That's why he was so brazen in front of me. But Sophia Taylor really didn't have the energy to deal with it today, so she just bought Zachary Brown those sneakers worth $100,000. Then I called a runner to deliver the plush toy to the house. Would Mia like it? Sophia Taylor had this kind of anticipation for the first time since becoming a mother. She wanted to see Mia's smiling face. Ethan Johnson would be happy too. Recently, because he felt he didn't care about Mia, he actually dared to go against her. She wanted Ethan Johnson to know he was wrong. She still cared about Mia. Thinking of this, Sophia Taylor felt much better. Zachary Brown was also very happy to get the new sneakers, stepped forward and hugged Sophia Taylor, trying to lean in to kiss her. Sophia Taylor's body moved faster than her consciousness. She dodged Zachary Brown. Zachary Brown was stunned for a moment, then immediately put on a cold face, deliberately moving far away from Sophia Taylor, silently staring out the window. A wave of irritation rose from his heart. Sophia Taylor directly ignored Zachary Brown as well. At night, Sophia Taylor hid in the study to handle work. There was a project that needed to be wrapped up. Some documents and files were still incomplete. There were clearly only 3 days left. Are you here just to eat? It's been almost half a month, and you haven't even prepared this kind of material. If you can't do the job, then get lost as soon as possible. Sophia Taylor called the secretary to hold them accountable. The secretary stammered for a long time and said that the task of preparing the material was assigned to Zachary Brown. Zachary Brown had always bypassed the chain of command to communicate directly with Sophia Taylor. The secretary thought he had already given the materials to Sophia Taylor. Sophia Taylor just felt a headache coming on. In fact, the two of them were now in the same house. But after thinking it over, she still chose to contact Zachary Brown on WeChat. The message was sent, but it showed a red exclamation mark. Zachary Brown blocked her because of what happened in the car just now. Sophia Taylor walked into the living room with a cold face. Zachary Brown was playing a game, and a smile appeared on his face when he saw her, but he quickly suppressed it. "Send me the files for Project A immediately." Sophia Taylor stood not far away, speaking in a businesslike manner. Zachary Brown didn't wait for the apology he expected and jumped up directly. "Shouldn't you apologize first? And you wanted to work overtime so late at night. That's your job. I handed it to you half a month ago." Zachary Brown's face stiffened. "Then I'll give it to you tomorrow." Sophia Taylor rubbed her forehead. "I need it right now. There are only a few days left. It will be too late otherwise." Zachary Brown stood there without moving. Sophia Taylor frowned, her tone suddenly turning cold. "You didn't do it, did you?" Zachary Brown saw Sophia Taylor lose her temper, and his own mood flared up again. "You've been annoyed with me all day. You're even picking fights with me at work. I'm not doing it. If you're in a hurry, do it yourself." After saying that, Zachary Brown grabbed his coat and walked away without looking back. Bang! A loud slam of the door made Sophia Taylor's heart tremble. All of Sophia Taylor's exhaustion from the day surged up. If only Ethan Johnson were here. He saw that her complexion was poor, so he would make soup for her and even give her massages. Mia would tenderly pull her to go to sleep. Why did such a warm and tender scene gradually fade in her memory? That's right. She had never cared about it before. She didn't even want to be grateful, directly telling them to go away and not disturb her. But they wouldn't leave. They would sit not far away where they could see her. The two of them, one big and one small, would watch her back. A smile unconsciously appeared on her face. Suddenly, the phone rang, interrupting her memories. "Hello. I couldn't reach the recipient after arriving at the delivery address. They are right at home." Sophia Taylor suddenly had a bad feeling. During the day, a vague thought had surfaced in her mind, but it was interrupted. Now, this suspicion surged up in her heart once again. No, it can't be. She calmed down, checked the address with the courier, and realized she had filled in the wrong district. Sophia Taylor felt a sense of relief. "Then I'll return the package to you first, and you can verify the address again." Sophia Taylor thought it was a good idea. She would personally bring it over to give Mia a surprise. Sophia Taylor called some middle managers for a small meeting in the office. Suddenly, the door was opened. Zachary Brown strode in from outside, holding up a document in his hand, smiling proudly at Sophia Taylor. "Huh, it's just a document. I've finished it." Sophia Taylor sat silently. No one else dared to move. The last person who did this was Ethan Johnson. Everyone knows the ending. It was very tragic. But Zachary Brown was different. He was Sophia Taylor's favorite, so it was thought nothing would happen to him. Sure enough, Sophia Taylor sent everyone else away, leaving only Zachary Brown alone. Outside the door, after a few people left, they all unconsciously walked to the stairwell. When encountering a scene like this, anyone can't help but gossip a little. This Zachary Brown looks handsome at first glance, quite intimidating. Later, I realized he's just a fool. I didn't expect a strong woman like Miss Taylor to be so love-struck, always liking these pretty boys. Hearing them talk about this, Ethan Johnson's former boss came over and poured out his grievances. If Miss Taylor were with Ethan Johnson, it would be much better. That Ethan Johnson wouldn't have left. At least his workability is truly impeccable. He alone can do the work of three. Now that he has resigned, I distributed the tasks to others, but none of them could handle it. Only then did I realize that the difficult tasks were all assigned to Ethan Johnson before. I now have to find someone new. Suddenly, someone began to reminisce. Has Ethan Johnson done anything outrageous? He seems to have always been very well behaved. But a person who was criticized has left a place related to the interests of others. Everyone can actually be a bit friendlier to him, especially once someone realizes that this person who has always been mocked and ridiculed might not be what everyone said. Everyone began to share what they had seen. They say he was chasing Miss Taylor, but there was no sign of that before he barged into the office. I've been paying attention to this guy. He seems pretty decent. Maybe he offended Miss Taylor privately and got retaliated against. If Ethan Johnson really stormed in that day, it didn't sound like something a suitor would do. Instead, it feels like everyone thought of that word, but no one said it out loud. Having struggled through society, everyone has seen it all. Perhaps. They guessed correctly. But the few of them just dispersed and returned to their respective offices. In Sophia Taylor's office, She kept her head down and said nothing. Zachary Brown thought she realized she had gone too far last night, but didn't know what to say. So he smiled and prepared to give her a way out. He stepped forward to hug Sophia Taylor, but was pushed away. Sophia Taylor lifted her head with a dark expression, looking at him sharply, her tone without any mercy. I have to set some rules for you. This is a workplace. Please maintain the professional attitude expected at work. Zachary Brown was reprimanded by Sophia Taylor for the first time, and his face looked somewhat embarrassed, but there was no problem before. You didn't say it was disturbing when Ethan Johnson was here. Sophia Taylor paused. She wanted it not to be like this, but she misspoke again. Sophia Taylor drove away Zachary Brown and sat alone, dazed in her seat. After a while, she picked up her phone, wanted to send a message to Ethan Johnson, but found I couldn't locate him. Only then did I remember I had blocked him. Sophia Taylor unblocked Ethan Johnson, carefully typing out a message. I'll be back for dinner tonight. Brought a gift for Mia. The message was sent. A familiar red exclamation mark. Sophia Taylor instinctively wanted to get angry. But suddenly I thought, why can I? And Zachary Brown can too. Ethan Johnson cannot. Maybe it's because he has always passively accepted everything. So Sophia Taylor deprived him of the right to be willful. Sophia Taylor felt for the first time that she should take the initiative to yield. Zachary Brown wasn't actually that annoying. The phone suddenly rang. It was the partner whose son had bullied Mia. Sophia Taylor felt a bit guilty towards Mia. But the adult world is just that complicated. No matter how much you dislike it, you have to endure it. Sophia Taylor had to abide by this rule as well. As soon as she answered, the voice of the partner on the other end of the line came through, furious. Ethan Johnson from your company is really ungrateful, not only daring to report the school, but also our company. Didn't you say you had handled it? He's still coming to cause trouble for us. You better give me an explanation. Sophia Taylor listened to the accusatory tone and was burning with anger. He clearly bullied her daughter Mia, so how could he be so self-righteous? How much grievance did Mia suffer at school? Sophia Taylor felt somewhat sad for Mia. If she could, she really wished they would bleed a little too. But on the phone, she still forced a fake smile and responded accordingly. After all, the project cannot be abandoned. The company's operational status is not that optimistic. It has even reached the brink of survival. So she's in a bad mood lately, always dragging Zachary Brown out, also to divert her attention. Hung up the phone. Sophia Taylor immediately instructed the secretary to call Ethan Johnson over. She didn't expect him to dare go against her words. He was really bold. The secretary was silent for a moment before saying, Ms. Taylor, Ethan Johnson has resigned. Sophia Taylor's mind went blank, and it took her a moment to find her voice. Why didn't anyone inform me? As soon as she said it, she immediately realized there was a problem. The departure of an ordinary employee did not need to be reported to the CEO. It was just a perfectly normal personnel change. It was just the most inconspicuous employee, even the one laughed at as the lowest in the company. She couldn't help but recall the delivery call from last night. Sophia Taylor suddenly stood up, and before she could steady herself, she staggered towards the exit. The secretary saw her almost unsteady body and became somewhat worried. Ms. Taylor, are you all right? Sophia Taylor didn't respond, frantically pressing the elevator button. There was only one thought in her mind. No way. They wouldn't leave their own. Sophia Taylor drove recklessly and finally returned to her familiar home. But she stood at the door, somewhat hesitant to go in. Her mind was stopping her. Her mind was telling her. She couldn't handle the truth she would see once the door was opened. But Sophia Taylor still stiffly opened the door. A spacious flat of over 500 square meters, luxurious enough. And people would give it a sense of life. But now that sense of life is gone. Sophia Taylor looked at the tidied-up house, with no signs of life inside, just like the most orderly model home. The only thing that cannot be called home. Sophia Taylor saw a document placed conspicuously on the table. She opened it with trembling hands. The 5 words divorce agreement came into view. Sophia Taylor lost her strength and fell to the ground. She had lost her own home. Abroad, everything was different now. I was new here and a bit flustered. After reporting to the company, I met the boss, Mike. He was also a single father. There was a sense of mutual understanding, and he enthusiastically recommended some houses to me. Most importantly, they also helped contact the school Mia is attending. Abroad is different from back home. The school even requires recommendation letters and all sorts of complicated procedures. I was literally sweating profusely. Fortunately, everything went smoothly. Mia also really likes life here and is curious about all the new things, but occasionally she would stare blankly at a neat family of 3 on the street. Sure enough, children still miss their mothers. I feel a bit guilty, wondering if I shouldn't have let Mia lose contact with Sophia Taylor just like that. Mia suddenly turned her head and said to me, "Daddy, can you give me that Barbie doll? I see all the other girls have one." I was instantly at a loss whether to laugh or cry. When Daddy has a day off, I'll take you to buy toys. It just so happens that your birthday is next week. Whatever you want, I'll buy it for you. Then I also want an Elsa princess dress. Mia boldly made a wish. I waved my hand grandly and approved. I have the best dad in the whole world. Mia happily threw herself into my arms, acting spoiled. She seemed even more cheerful than she was back home. The oppressive family environment before had more or less affected her. Children are never as naive and ignorant as parents think. They have always been experiencing the world in their own way. I lifted Mia onto my lap. "Mia, if you ever feel unhappy, you must tell Daddy. If you miss Mommy," before I could finish, Mia shook her head and interrupted me. "I like living like this with Dad." I could tell from her tone that there was not the slightest reluctance. Only then did I finally put my heart at ease. Even though life abroad was still unfamiliar, it had begun to proceed in an orderly manner. Mia's birthday has arrived. I prepared a big cake and also invited Mike's family to join the birthday party. Of course, the Elsa princess dress was also ready. I believe tonight Mia will definitely be the happiest little princess in the world. But as I reached the door, I saw a familiar figure I absolutely didn't want to see. I instinctively wanted to walk away. Sophia Taylor called out to me. "Do you have to hide whenever you see me? Don't you even want to say a word to me?" I didn't expect she would chase me all the way here. At least, I didn't expect it to be this soon. But what needs to be faced still has to be faced. I silently turned back. "Then let's go somewhere else. Isn't this where you live? Can't I come in? Not convenient today." A flash of hurt crossed Sophia Taylor's eyes. "You've already found another woman?" I let her misunderstand, not wanting to explain. The two of us arrived at the cafe. Sophia Taylor looked at me sadly, forcing out a faint, bitter smile. "So, there's no chance anymore? Can you give me one more chance?" After you left, I reflected on myself. I was a bit excessive all these years. I shouldn't have taken out my frustration from being forced into marriage on you, and I definitely shouldn't have involved Mia because of that unexpected incident after drinking that night. I looked at her calmly. "If I had known from the start that you were reluctant in this marriage, I wouldn't have married you. As for that night, it was you who invited me. I thought we were husband and wife, that it was a sign of our reconciliation. But I never expected it to be a deeper abyss of our mistakes." Sophia Taylor lowered her head, almost overwhelmed by pain. "I'm sorry. I only understand now. Can you give me another chance? Mia needs her mom. Let me learn to be a good mom again. Let me prove that I love her." I shook my head, my tone cold. "If you want to see Mia, as long as she agrees, I won't object. As for anything else, don't bring it up again. I have something to attend to and need to leave first." "So today is that woman's birthday? You're in such a hurry to go back and see her." Sophia Taylor bit her lip, looking at me unwillingly. I just found it funny, looking at her mockingly. "Weren't you trying to prove you're a good mom? Today is Mia's birthday. You forgot again." Sophia Taylor's face instantly turned pale. She opened her mouth, but couldn't say another word. I also walked out of the cafe directly, ignoring her. Birthday girl Mia's wish today is for her dad to be happy. I hope all the children in the world can be with the ones they love. The birthday person's words are the most important. Dad, absolute happiness. Always be with Mia. Yay! Mia cheerfully raised her hand. Mike's son didn't understand, but he also raised his hand. Everyone was getting ready to share the cake. The room was lively and bustling, filled with laughter and joy. Suddenly, the doorbell rang at the entrance. Then there was no sound at all. Mike gestured to me, asking if I wanted to go check. I shook my head. Happiness is the most important thing today. Unhappy things must be set aside. Extra chapter Sophia Taylor's company went bankrupt. The project funds suddenly became unavailable, and it was discovered that Zachary Brown had secretly embezzled public funds to buy himself a car, using Sophia Taylor's name. This almost got Sophia Taylor thrown in jail. But in the end, she didn't get much better. The project failed, and she was left with a huge debt. Even though Zachary Brown was arrested, Sophia Taylor still regretted it. If only she hadn't tried to use Zachary Brown to keep Ethan Johnson at bay from the start. But once everything happened, there was no chance for regret. When Mia and I learned this news in San Francisco, We were about to go skiing. Because Elsa was meant to live in a world of ice and snow. Now Mia seems like a carefree child. And I have completely gotten the hang of my job. Life is getting better in every way. Wishing you happiness.